I wish I had walked past the door. I wish I had minded my business. I wish curiosity had lost that day. Because some truths don't set you free. Some truths quietly take pieces of you and never give them back. The house was too quiet when I came home that afternoon. Not the peaceful kind of quiet. The kind that feels like something is holding its breath. My name is Elara. And the day everything changed started like any other tired feet on wooden floors. Keys dropped into a ceramic bowl, sunlight stretching weakly through curtains I forgot to open that morning. I had been gone for 3 days on a work trip. A short, unimportant, forgettable, or so I thought. I placed my bag down, slipped off my shoes, and called out. Mark. No answer. That wasn't strange. My husband worked late sometimes, but what felt strange was the air still, thick, like the house was listening. I walked into the kitchen. Nothing moved. No hum from the dishwasher. No radio murmuring news. No smell of dinner forgotten on the stove. Just quiet. I poured myself water and leaned against the counter, letting the cool glass settle my nerves. That's when I noticed the door. The small hallway door near the guest room. It had always been locked. Not intentionally. Not dramatically. Just untouched. We used every other space in the house. But never that one. Mark once said it led to old storage from the previous owners. Nothing useful, he told me. So I never opened it. Until that afternoon. Because the lock wasn't locked anymore. The knob sat slightly turned, like someone had entered and forgot to hide the truth behind it. I stared at it longer than I should have. I could have walked away. I could have gone upstairs. Taken a shower. Scrolled my phone. Pretended I didn't notice. But curiosity is quiet. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And whispers are harder to resist. I stepped closer. Each footfall sounded louder than it should have. The knob felt cold under my fingers. And for a moment, just a moment, I hesitated. Some instinct tugged at me. Not fear. Not logic. Something softer. Like memory warning me before it's writ. Then I turned the handle. The door opened into darkness. Not empty darkness, but occupied. The room smelled faintly of dust, metal, and something unfamiliar. I reached for the light. Click. The bulb flickered, then stayed. And that's when I saw it. The walls weren't blank. They were covered. Photos. Folders. Sticky notes. Printouts. Maps. Receipts. Names writ in careful handwriting. All of them connected to me. My face stared back from dozens of angles. At the grocery store. At work. In my car. Walking alone. Talking to friends. Sitting on a park bench I didn't remember posing for. My stomach sank slowly. Not violently. Quietly. Like an elevator descending too far. There were calendars on the wall. Dates circled. Times written beside them. 8:12 a.m. Elara leaves house. Returns 6:41 p.m. I stepped backward. My breath shortened. At the desk in the corner sat a laptop. Open. Still glowing. On the screen. A file named Elara Daily Log. My fingers trembled. I didn't want to open it, but I did. It scrolled. Pages and pages. My routines. My moods. My conversations summarized. She seemed tired today. She laughed longer than usual with the bartender. She cried quietly in the car. I stared at the last line. Cried quietly in the car. I had done that yesterday. Alone. Windows closed. No one around. Except someone had been watching. My mouth dried. That's when I noticed the drawer beneath the desk. Unlocked. Inside were letters. Not sent. Not sealed. Just written. All in Mark's handwriting. But not addressed to me. They were addressed to someone else. A woman named Iris. My hands shook as I read the first line. She doesn't suspect anything yet. My heart slowed dangerously. I kept reading. Elara still believes the story. The marriage, the routine, she trusts too easily. The room tilted. Sometimes I forget which life is real, the one I show her, or the one I protect from her. Protect from her. I dropped the letter. My breathing felt wrong. Like I wasn't getting enough of something important. The sound of a car door slamming outside snapped me back into my body. Mark was home. I froze. Footsteps approached the front door. Keys turned. The lock clicked. I stood in the secret room, surrounded by my own stolen life, and realized something terrible. He didn't know that I knew yet. He entered the house like nothing had changed, like I hadn't just discovered the shadow living beside me. Elara, he called. His voice sounded normal. Too normal. I stepped out and closed the door softly behind me, hiding the evidence like a criminal protecting the crime. In the kitchen, I said. My voice surprised me. It didn't break. It didn't shake. It sounded like the woman he thought he married. Mark walked in, smiling. There you are, trip okay. I nodded. Fine. He leaned in to hug me. And for the first time in 5 years, I felt his arms without safety inside them. His shirt smelled the same. Soap. Work. Familiarity. But familiarity suddenly felt like disguise. How was work? I asked. Busy, he said. Same old. Same old. He grabbed water. Moved like nothing had changed. But everything had. I watched his hands. The hands that had typed about my tears. The hands that opened doors I didn't know existed. I forced myself to breathe. How long have we lived here? I asked casually. He paused. 4 years. And the previous owners. Why? I shrugged. Just curious. He smiled thinly. They left in a hurry. Something about that sentence felt wrong. He kissed my cheek and walked past me. And suddenly I realized. The secret room wasn't the beginning. It was the middle. And I had only just stepped into the story. That night I couldn't sleep. Mark lay beside me breathing evenly. Peacefully. Like a man without hidden rooms in his life. I stared at the ceiling while questions circled my mind like quiet storms. Who was Iris? Why was I being watched? Was I in danger? or already part of something I never agreed to. At 2:17 a.m., Mark's phone vibrated softly. He didn't wake, but I did. The screen lit up. One message. From a contact saved as Znai. The message read, "She opened the door, didn't she?" My heart stopped behaving like a heart. It behaved like fear. And in that moment, I finally understood the title of my life. I wish I had never discovered the secret. Subscribe to Moments and Meanings by Anne to watch the Part 2. Part 2 loading soonest. We share interesting and life lesson stories every day.